Dear students, welcome to the science class. In the last class, we started with the refraction topic and we studied about the refractive index as well as we studied about the laws of refraction. In the last class, refractive index, we studied about the refractive index, which is nothing but it is the ratio of the speed of light in the vacuum to the speed of light in that medium. That is nothing but refractive index, absolute refractive index. Absolute refractive index, which is nothing but a refractive index of that medium of any given medium. For example, absolute refractive index of the air medium can be calculated by using the refractive index of the speed of the light in that vacuum medium to the speed of light in that air medium. By using those things, we are going to calculate the absolute refractive index. In the same manner, in the last class, we also studied about the relative refractive index. That is nothing but refractive index of the second medium with respect to first medium when light is traveling from first medium to the second medium. In the same manner, we discussed about the refractive index of the first medium with respect to second medium while light is traveling from the second medium to the first medium. And the refractive index is nothing but it is the extent. It is going to show the extent of the refraction which is going to occur in that medium. Right? It is going to occur in that medium, and we can say that refraction is also because of the changes in the speed of light when it travels from one medium to the another medium. As well as refraction index can be given as, if you remember, m equal to, or directly you can call it as n equal to c divided by v, that is equal to sin I divided by sin r. Right, sin I divided by sin r. I told you that to solve the numericals, we are going to solve the numericals based on this question. But for the solution of the sin I divided by sin r, we have the basic idea of the trigonometric functions. We have to have the basic idea of the trigonometric function. That is nothing but what is going to be the value of sin 30, sin 0, sin 45, sin 60, sin 90. So that if it does in mathematics, it doesn't still it doesn't cover. It doesn't cover. So that after covering those topics in the mathematics, when you studied about the trigonometric in mathematics, after that I am going to solve the question based on the sin I divided by sin r. Right, this type of questions will be also asked in the examination depending on the values that is given as the r. They are going to change the I value, so that they are also going to change the r value, or they are going to give the same incident angle and they are going to change the angle of reflection. They are going to ask the question in which medium the speed of light will be maximum and in which medium speed of light will be minimum. Right, if you take the model question paper of 2019, model question paper of 2019, that is nothing but 2019, there is a question based on these values, that is nothing but they are given the value of I and they are given different values of R in the three mediums like A, B, C medium, and they asked that in which medium the speed of light will be maximum and the speed of light will be minimum. So that we have to have a basic idea of the trigonometric function so that we can understand these concepts. So that up to that point, just remember that is nothing but refractive index is equal to c divided by v, that is nothing but that is equal to sin I divided by sin r. Up to that point. In the same manner, if they given the relative refractive index, that is nothing but refractive index of the second medium with respect to first medium, then also remember that is nothing but n1 divided by n2, that is nothing but c divided by v1 divided by c divided by v2, that is equal to what? It is equal to v2 divided by v1, that is equal to v2 divided by v1, sorry, it is n2 divided by n1, n2 divided by n1, that is equal to c divided by v2 divided by c divided by v1, that is nothing but v1 divided by v2, that is nothing but v1 divided by v2. It is also equal to sin I divided by sin r. That is nothing but refractive index of the second medium with respect to first medium can be given as the speed of the light in the first medium to the speed of the light in the second medium. After we studied about the trigonometric function, up to that point we just have a basic idea of these things. After that I am going to solve the numericals which are going to ask in the sin I divided by sin r. If you take out the exemplar question, if I also take the exemplar question, the first exemplar question is based on the sin I divided by sin r. we have to calculate the value of the refractive index of those mediums by using this value. They are given the different value of I as well as different value of R. So that first of all we should know about the trigonometric function. So that up to that point I am going to skip this topic, these numericals. I am going to solve the numericals based on the C and V, but I am going to skip the numericals which are based on the sin I divided by sin R up to you studied about the trigonometric function. So that in today's class we are going to discuss the in-text questions which are present in the page number in your textbook on the page number 176. So that one by one we are going to discuss those questions. After discussing those questions, we are going to study about the spherical lenses. So that one by one we are going to solve the in-text question, that is nothing but on the page number 176. Question number 1. First question. If you see the question, a ray of light traveling in air enters obliquely into water. Right? In the question they are given as, here it is a air medium. It is a water medium. Water medium. Obliquely means that with an angle, with an inclined angle. So that a ray of light traveling in air enters obliquely into water. Does the light ray bend towards the normal or away from the normal, and why? They are asked the question that the light is traveling from the air medium to the water medium. It is traveling from air medium to the water medium with an obliquely. Obliquely that means with an angle. It is traveling like this. They ask the question that this light ray is going to bend towards the normal or away from the normal. Is it going to bend towards the normal or away from the normal? And it is bending towards the normal. Why? If it is bending away from the normal, then also why? We have to answer those questions. So then, first of all, I am going to see the. We have to check that in this case, which one is a denser medium and which one is a rarer medium. If you come to that answer, we can directly say that in which direction that light is going to refract. So when you check the table, check the table which is present on the 175 page number. When you check the refractive index of air medium, refractive index of air medium which is given as 1.0003. 1.0003. The same manner when you check the refractive index of water, it is given as 1.33. 1.33. The refractive index of water is comparatively higher than the refractive index of air. So that we can say that water is a denser medium. We can say that water is a denser medium, and air is what? Air will be a rarer medium. Air will be a rarer medium. If you remember the previous class, light ray which is traveling from the rarer medium to the denser medium always bend towards the normal. So that this light ray is going to bend towards the normal. Why? It is traveling from the rarer medium to the denser medium. So that we can say that answer that the light ray is going to bend towards the normal. Light ray bend towards normal. Towards the normal. Since because water is being a denser medium. Because water is being a denser medium, water being denser medium compared to the air, and when light travels from denser to the rarer medium, denser to the rarer medium, it bend towards normal. It bend towards normal. If you remember the previous classes, it bend towards the normal. When it is moving from the denser medium to the rarer medium, it is going to bend towards the normal. By taking the refractive index of the air medium as well as water medium, we can say that more the refractive index, more the refraction. So that it will be denser medium and it will be a rarer medium. I hope this is clear. The answer for the first question is that is nothing but it is going to get towards the normal. Next we are going to see the second question. What is that second question? Light enters from air to glass having a refractive index of 1.50. Light enters from air to glass medium having a refractive index of 1.50. What is the speed of light in the glass? The speed of light in vacuum is equal to 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. When we check the second question, the light is traveling from air medium to the glass medium. Instead of water medium, the light is traveling from air medium to the glass medium. Right? The refractive index of the glass medium is given as 1.50. The refractive index of glass medium. The refractive index of glass medium, which is given as 1.5. That is nothing but n. N is refractive index. Glass medium can be given as Ng. That is given as 1.50. And since refractive index doesn't have any SI in it, so don't write anything on that. And we have to find out the velocity or speed of light. Velocity of light in that glass medium. Light in glass medium, that is nothing but we can write it as V equal to question 1. If you remember the formula for the absolute refractive index, it can be given as N equal to C divided by V. N equal to C divided by V. So that N is given as 1.50. C is given as how much? It is a constant value. It is a universal constant. So that C value doesn't going to change. That is equal to 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. The speed of the light in the vacuum is equal to 3 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. And what is the value of V? V we don't know. Therefore 1.5 1 za, 1.5 2 za. Therefore V equal to how much? It is equal to 2 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. 2 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. That is nothing but the speed of the light in glass medium is equal to how much? It is equal to 2 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. It is equal to 2 into 10 raised to 8 meter per second. This is the answer for the second question. The third question. Find out from table 8.10.3. Find out from table 10.3. Check your table. We have to find out some values. Question number 3. Find out from table number 10.3 the medium having highest optical density. Also find the medium with lowest optical density. From the table we have to find out the medium with highest optical density. Medium with highest optical density. Optical density can be written as OD, and medium with lowest optical density. Lowest optical density. Right. Now you came across another word, another topic, that is nothing but optical density. What do you mean by optical density? What do you mean by optical density? What do you mean by optical density? First of all, what do you mean by density? Density is nothing but mass divided by volume. It is the ratio of mass into volume. In the same manner, that density, which is nothing but mass divided by volume, compared to the optical density, both are different. Both are different. Density is nothing but mass divided by volume, but optical density is the density where we are going to take the parameter as light. Optical is nothing but light. Light density, which is nothing but density of the light which is traveling in that medium. Right? The optical density, it is nothing but the measure of the light which is traveling in that medium. Optical density will be maximum if the speed of light will be. Optical density will be maximum if the speed of light will be minimum. If the speed of light in that medium is less, and the optical density will be less if the speed of the light in that medium will be more. If the speed of light in that medium will be more. So that we already discussed that speed of light is directly proportional to the what? It is directly inversely proportional to the refractive index. If the refractive index is maximum, we can say that its optical density is high. If the refractive index is minimum, we can say that optical density of that medium is low. So when you check that diamond, when you check the table, diamond has the highest refractive index, that is nothing but 2.42. So that optical density of that diamond will be how much? It will be higher. So that the answer for this question will be diamond. This question will be diamond, and answer for the medium which lowest optical density will be A, since it has the refractive index of 2.42 and this has the 1.0003. Due to the less refractive index, its optical density will be less. Due to the highest refractive index, this optical density will be high. Right? Optical density is nothing but when light starts to travel from that medium, the light is going to absorb more amount of absorption of that light, more amount of the optical density, more amount of refractive index of that medium, less amount of speed of that light in that medium. Right? I hope this is clear. Next, fourth question. Fourth question. You are given kerosene, turpentine and water. In which of these does the light travel fastest? Use the information given in the table 10.3. They are given in the fourth question. They are given three mediums, that is nothing but kerosene. First they are given is the kerosene. Second given as the turpentine. They are given the turpentine oil. Third they are given the medium water. They are given the medium water. And they asked in which of these three mediums the speed of the light will be maximum. The speed of the light will be maximum. If you remember, the refractive index is inversely proportional to the speed of the light. If the more the refractive index, less will be the speed of the light. If the less will be the refractive index, more will be the speed of the less will be the speed of the light. So that we can say that by using the table 10.3, by using the refractive index of the given medium, we can say that in which medium the speed of light will be maximum. So that we are going to use the data of 10.3 table. When you check the first refractive index of kerosene, that is nothing but Nk. Refractive index of kerosene oil is given as how much? It is equal to 1.44. It is equal to 1.44. In the same manner, refractive index of turpentine oil in the table 10.3 they are given as 1.47. 1.47. And the refractive index of water, that is nothing but 1.33. When you check all the data, refractive index of Nk is greater than refractive index of turpentine oil, which is greater than refractive index of water. Sorry, it is greater than this. Refractive index of turpentine oil is greater than refractive index of kerosene oil, which is greater than refractive index of water. By this data, the medium which have the least or the medium which have the low refractive index will have the maximum speed. By this data, we can say that water medium has the maximum speed of light. Water medium has maximum speed of light. Has maximum speed of light. Has maximum speed of light. Why? Least the refractive index value, more the speed of the light. If you want to cross check these values, using these values, try to calculate the speed of light in those mediums by using the formula n equal to c divided by v, and try to analyze those things. When you analyze those things, the speed of the light what will be maximum. Right? The speed of the light in the water medium will be maximum. In the same manner, now we are going to see the fifth question. What is the fifth question? The refractive index of diamond is 2.42. The refractive index of the diamond is equal to how much? It is equal to 2.42. We have to state what is the meaning of this statement. What is the meaning of this statement? What do you mean by refractive index of 2.42 of diamond? It is nothing but it is the ratio of the speed of the light in the vacuum to the speed of the light in the diamond medium is equal to 2.42. It is equal to 2.42. Right? Or you can say that the sine of angle of incidence to the sine of angle of refraction is equal to 2.42 in the diamond medium. Or you can directly say that the ratios of the speed of the light in the vacuum to the speed of the light in the diamond medium for the diamond medium is equal to how much? It is equal to 2.42. In this way you can write the answers. Right? These are the 5 text questions. I hope this much is clear all about the refractive index and numericals, which are all questions which are going to come in this topic. In the next we are going to discuss about the spherical lenses. Now we are going to discuss about the spherical lenses. If you remember the last class about the spherical mirror, that is nothing but one side should be polished, another side should be what? It should be plain, or it should be painted one, or it should be shaded one. In the same manner, spherical mirrors are nothing but it has a spherical surface. It has a curved surface. In the same manner, spherical lenses are same as the spherical mirrors only. But in this case, the medium which you are going to take, it will be a transparent medium. It will be a transparent medium. It doesn't be opaque. One side will be polished, one side will be painted. In this case, both sides will be polished. That is nothing but it is a transparent medium. That is nothing but the light is going to travel from one medium to the another medium. It is going to pass through this medium. In the same way, spherical lenses are nothing but the lenses which are formed by a sphere. Right? Which have a sphere form, or it is a curved form. When you take a sphere, when you cut that sphere, when going to cut that sphere like this, and this will be going to form a spherical lens. It is going to form a spherical lens. Right? Spherical lens is nothing but it should at least have one or two surfaces should be sphere form. It should be curved form. Right? It should be in spherical form. When you take this example, this one is a spherical form and this one is a plane form. Both are transparent. This medium is a transparent medium. When you take this thing, at least one thing, this should be a spherical form, or either both should be in a spherical form. Then only we can call it as spherical lenses. There are 4 types of spherical lenses are there, but for our syllabus, for our 10th syllabus, there are only given 2 spherical lenses. That is nothing but first one is convex lens. Second one is concave lens. First one is convex lens, second one is concave lens. Right? For preparing concave and convex lens, we are going to use two spheres. Right? We are going to exactly cut this spheres here like this. And this shaded part where the curved surface is bulging outside. Is known as convex lens. Curved surfaces are bulging outside. Are known as convex lens. Or bulging outwards are known as convex lens. This bulge or this thickness should be like this. If this like this lens which is made by this spheres is known as convex lens. And these are the transparent medium. Remember, these are the transparent medium. So that we can say that convex lens looks like this. In the same manner, when you take another sphere, when you cut this sphere and join this sphere like this, or we can take this part and join together this part. which is a transparent medium which is made by the glass. If the bulging is inverse, then we can call it as it is a concave lens. If the bulging of those mirrors or bulging of those lenses or spheres on the curved surface bulging inside, those lenses are known as concave lens. So that you can see that curved surface which is bulging inwards, which is bulging inwards, is known as what? Is known as concave lens, which is known as concave lens. If it looks like this, it is a convex lens. If it looks like this, it is known as concave lens. Right? In the same manner, we are going to study about the convex lens as well as concave lens. We are going to study about the ray diagrams of the concave lens and convex lens. We are going to see about the image formation by these lenses, which we are going to discuss in the next class. So that you are get ready with your compass, scale, lead pencil, so that we are going to draw accurate ray diagrams of those things. Right? If I take the examination, I am going to take the examination in the near future. If I take the examination, I am going to ask at least 2 ray diagrams. And the two ray diagrams should be accurate. You should use all those compass, lead pen. You should accurately draw those ray diagrams. If slight mistake in any dimension, slight mistake in any rays, I am going to cut your marks, and these marks are going to be included in your internal. So that prepare well. Try to draw these diagrams accurately. Draw these diagrams accurately, not these diagrams, ray diagrams. If it is not accurate, if there slight mistake is there, I am going to reduce your marks. So that be perfect. In the next class, we are going to discuss those things. Up to that point, thank you and take care.